Hey there, rock stars. Sarah Rockin' Robbins here, author of the best-selling book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, and creator of the CD series, the Rockstar Recruiting School, and my new one for leaders, the Masterclass Edition. I am so excited to be with you here live on today's version, or this week's session, of the Rockstar Recruiting School Live. Now let me hear from you. Who is out there? Say hello. Where are you tuning in from? I would love to hear from all of you as we wait for people to tune in. I'm excited because today we're going to be talking a little bit from chapter 8 in my book on effective enrollment, getting people off to a great start, and really time savers and team builders for leaders that can help you to build a full-time income in very part-time hours. Because isn't that the promise of network marketing? Now there's a promise, but there's definitely a price as well, and we'll be talking about that too. When I started my business, I started very part-time alongside of my full-time kindergarten teaching job and was able to surpass my teaching income in part-time hours in that first school year. Went on then to build a 7-figure income in network marketing. In fact, our team did over $1 billion in sales last year, and we have hundreds of thousands of distributors on our team. Now, fast forward till today. It's pretty amazing because I am a mom of an 18-month-old, and he's absolutely the love and light of my life. But you know, now people look at me and say, well, now how much time do you put in? And they assume that I'm working 40 hours a week, and I'm not. I'm really working around the nooks and crannies of our life. I always say bedtime and nap time as well. So I've been in my business now for 10 years, always working part-time. Now I tell people you can work your business part-time, you just can't do it sometime. We'll talk a little bit about that today, but always building very part-time. And it's incredible, thanks to our powerful profession, we're now able to live a full-time life, having time and financial freedom with those that we love and, of course, those that we lead. I'm celebrating 10 years in our powerful profession, and today I want to share with you really some lessons that I've learned in leadership and how you can take your business from maybe part-time pay to full-time pay, but still work it around the things that are important in your life. All right? Who's excited for today's training? I'm glad to hear from you guys. Remember, the more who know, the bigger you grow. So be sure that you're sharing this live stream into your team pages or tag your rock stars below. I want to first start with a little story for you. It's the story of the starving baker. I want you guys to imagine there's this beautiful bakery built down the road. Now, if you're anything like me, you're thinking, okay, I'm a health nut, so maybe I'm not into treats. So let's pretend, okay, I'm a healthy eater. Let's pretend it's gluten-free, grain-free, organic. Like, these are the types of treats that you can eat as many as you want and you won't even gain an ounce, okay? Like no inflammation, no nothing, like no negative health challenges. It's like everybody's dream treat, okay? And if you like the ooey gooey, you know, calorie laden stuff, then this one's for you too, okay? So let's pretend there's this beautiful bakery built right down the road. You're hearing amazing things about it, and you decide that you're gonna go in to visit. And you walk in and it's absolutely magnificent. You smell the treats, the aromas, they're filling the air. And you start to watch this baker do his thing. He's cleaning the cash register, he's greeting the guests, he's baking the goods. But then you start to notice this baker, he's alarmingly thin. You start to think, he's so busy baking for others, he's forgetting to feed himself. How many of you have ever felt like the starving baker before? Give me some hearts in the comments below if you've ever felt like the starving baker before. Maybe you're so busy tending to the kids and the husband and the cooking and the cleaning and your team that you start to feel like that starving baker. You start to feel hollow. You start to feel fake, but you're not fake at all. What you are is a starving baker. You see, we've got so many focuses, so many things going on in our lives. Most people in this profession do their business around very full-time busy lives. Whether it's kids, because moms, give me a shout out, say yes if you know that being a mom is the hardest job on the face of the planet, because it is. Or maybe you're working around having a family and also working in a traditional job as well. And hello, like that's just like double duty there. Give me a shout out. Yes. And you're starting to think like, really, where does this business come in? And how do I do it with excellence? How do I pursue my why without sacrificing my why in the process? Now, here's the thing. I'm not talking to you today about really the personal stuff, okay? Because I believe that there's some things that we should talk about from a personal perspective. But today I want to share with you the systematic stuff, just some professional stuff. I see people saying, I'm a mom of 9 people. Hello, I get it. Anybody else, just type an amen below if you like totally get where I'm coming from. Like at the end of the day, you're like, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I've got the kid crying. I'm like right now, guys, I am taming a teething toddler. Anybody else out there hear me? Okay. Yes, Linda said, I've got the story of the starving baker in my book, okay? We can all relate. How do we do this with excellence? Where really does the business fit in? Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the professional side, how to really implement systems, and to really talk about what you should be focused on if you've got part-time hours, but you really desire to build a full-time life. Time freedom, financial freedom with your network marketing business. So first and foremost, let's talk a little bit about where you should be spending your time. You guys have heard me say before, if you treat it like a business, it can pay you like a business, but if you treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. Let me just share that again. Treat it like a business, it can pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. So here's the thing. You can work your business part-time, but you cannot work it sometime. So what do I mean? I'm going to say it again. You can work it part-time, but you can't work it sometime. This is the mistake that most entrepreneurs make. We just kind of like haphazardly stumble into our business day in and day out, and we're hoping that we stumble across the next big lead. The thing that I hope that all of us are seeing as we listen to this today, the first thing that you have to do if you want to develop a big business is first and foremost, you have to treat it like a business. You're going to have to set hours of operation. When I was starting my business, I started my business in about an hour a day, but I was planned and purposeful in that time. Here's what I wasn't doing. I wasn't refreshing my feed on Facebook. I wasn't refreshing my downline report. I was focused on income producing activity. There's only 2 things that will make you income in our business. That's promoting products and promoting the opportunity. Basically, sharing and inviting people to hear more, and then following up, then signing them up. I'm going to say it again. Sharing and inviting people to hear more, then following up afterward, and then signing them up. Those are the things that are income producing. I've got a business partner on my team. Her name is Stacy, and she's one of my top leaders. And Stacy started her business in an hour a day. She said to me, guys, she said, Sarah, I've got an hour a day. It's my kids when they go to bed, 9 p.m. at night. And that's all I got. She had a 60-hour job, 4-hour train commute. Her husband was in the military, so essentially it was like being a single spouse. And she was raising 2 young children. And then working this into the nooks and crannies of her life. Do you know she built to the top of the pay plan in 1 year's time, earning a career-based income? Now, here's the thing. Results aren't always typical for everybody. It all depends on your hard work, the people you know, the people you meet. But here's the thing she focused on. Income-producing activity. I did my business when I started over my lunch hour. I thought, I'm not going to sit in the teacher's lounge every day and listen to gossip or talks about layoffs, etc. And I would bring my contact list in my car and I would call people and I would follow up. And that would be when I would make those calls. Are we making the most during our downtime, during our drive time? You've got to calendar it in. Carve out your 10 to 15 hours per week. Highlight it in your calendar and commit during that time. That's when you're going to do your reach outs. That's when you're going to do your follow-ups. That's when you're going to do your income producing activity. And remember this, personal activity will be the cure to what ails you in your business. If you don't like your team, build a new one. You can't blame your progress or your pace on somebody else. Your team could be perfectly happy with where they are earning an extra $50 a month or $100 a month. So it makes no sense to push people where they're at currently unless they want it, unless they're wanting to progress themselves. If you're finding that you're in a plateau, don't blame anybody else. Turn the finger back at you and say, I've got to get back to work. I've got to start making phone calls. I've got to start reaching out. I've got to be the one following up. Personal activity is a cure to what ails you in your business. So where should you be spending your time? If you're working 10 hours a week, 80% of that time, 8 hours of that time, would be spent on personally prospecting. Now, if you go a few weeks back on sarahrobbins.com, I share with you my top 10 prospecting tips that I use to recruit a couple hundred people personally into my network marketing business and went on to build the #1 team in our company thanks to our awesome team. So you should be spending most of your time finding newbies and then focusing on getting them off to a great start. You're going to work with the working. I don't like when people say work with the willing because everybody's willing. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I want to lose weight. And they join the gym in January and like they're all gone by December. And everybody comes into this business, trust me, and they're like, I'm going to make you a millionaire, right? And they enter the witness protection program. No, everybody says they're willing. It's not, are you willing? You're going to work with the working and you're going to love the rest and develop systems for the rest. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I'm going to share with you some time savers and some team builders that's going to help you to build up to a place of really a full-time life in part-time hours. Who is ready for that today? Give me some hearts, give me some loves, type in your comments below, and remember to share this video, this live stream, into your team pages now so they can hear it too. All right, yeah, people are saying don't sugarcoat this. I love that you're sharing truth. Guys, here's the thing. I think when you tell people that it's gonna be easy, they get into this and they have these crazy, false expectations, so when somebody tells them no, they're gone. Right? It's network marketing. It is not net lazy marketing. So we're going to be talking about the work that it's going to take, and really the finger's going to point out to you guys because it really boils down to you, your hard work, your commitment, your follow-up as well. So as I shared with you before, I have had over the past 10 years, thousands of conversations. I've done hundreds of presentations. If you want to know my numbers, what helped me to build up to $1 billion in annual sales on my team last year, and a 7-figure income, I recruited a couple hundred people into my business. Can you believe it? But they all work at different paces. You see, some people run, some people walk, some go slow, some people, stand at the sidelines for a while, and some people, just like you, they enter into the witness protection program, right? They join you, you don't hear from them again, although you provide them great customer service and support and excellent training, which is what I'm totally committed to. You have to realize that people will progress at different paces in the business, which is why we don't ever look at our progress or lack thereof and we can blame anybody else. Everybody's different, everybody's unique. We always go back to our personal commitment. Personal activity is the cure to what ails you in your business. We always, as I showed you on last week's live video, and you can find the recording on the blog, we want to be always having our funnels full. We want to be talking to a lot of people about the business with a very short wait time and literally focus on personal activity every single day. What does my activity look like? Because people say to me all the time, what do you do every single day? And again, over nap time and bedtime, we're focused on personal activity ourselves. I want you to write this down, 5-3-2. 5-3-2. These are the things that I'm committed to every single day that are non-negotiable in my business. I am reaching out to 5 new people every day. It's not my Aunt Margaret that I reach out to like 40 times and she's, too kind to tell me no. 5 new people that I'm reaching out to, whether it's Facebook, whether it's my contact lists. If I'm out and about, I'm always bringing business cards with the sample attached and going to look to, have conversation with people. 5 new people every day that I'm going to be exciting them and really inviting them to hear more about my business. The 3 is 3 follow-ups. Did you guys hear our session? What was it? not last week, but the week before, 2 weeks ago, Conquering the Close. Go to my blog. You guys, we had 250,000, 250,000 views in 1 week. It is our most talked about training, and it's 15 minutes long. It'll be the best thing you watch all week to help you to grow your business. I promise you. Go to sarahrobbins.com, go to the blog tab, and look for Conquering the Close. You can just type in Conquering the Close, and you'll see how to quickly close people with the follow-up. So 3 follow-ups to get them through your funnel. And then 2 touch bases with people on my team. You know, whether it's a quick voice memo to say, who's your hottest prospect today? How can I help you reach out to them? Or, hey girl, I'm thinking about you today and I just want to say I value you. You're an amazing leader. How can I best support you today? How can I best support your team? It's the 5, the 3, the 2. 5 contacts for your business to get people interested in the business and the products. 3 follow-ups from people you had talked to previously. And 2 touch bases on your team. That's really what our activity looks like. Now, when you get people through that funnel, we talked about that again 2 sessions ago. These are the things that I focus on. I feel like it's like we get so, like every time we start somebody new, it's like we almost forgot like how we got started, and we're like into this analysis paralysis, and we spend so much time on getting people off to a good start. Here's what success boils down to as it relates to getting others off to a strong start. It is prospecting. So really prospecting, what does that mean? It's really, talking to people about our business and products. It's presenting, and by presenting, I don't mean like Toastmasters class. It means, sharing your story and your company story with people. And then once you get people interested after you've presented the information, it's getting them off to a positive start. And this business is really all about duplication. So I want to focus on that for just a second here. Let's focus on the fundamentals, okay? When I have gone through all of those prospecting tips and I've closed people and I brought them through the funnel, again, this is a progressive training series, so you can go back on the blog to see those past few sessions. I really want to focus on here how to get people off to a fast start. I always say leadership starts from the very beginning. Leadership starts from the enrollment appointment. I had somebody reach out to me the other day who circled back around actually to me and said, we talked a while back, I want to get started. And I said, please, don't go on the website and do it yourself. I believe good leadership starts right away. I said, let's go ahead and let's set up an enrollment appointment. During that enrollment, guys, it's such an excellent opportunity to make a connection with that person, to use it as a training opportunity, to really set the stage for the next steps and suggest what they need to do to get off to the strongest start. That's my last opportunity as their leader to say, what enrollment kit did you decide on? And can I make this suggestion for you that I believe is going to give you the best savings, but the most products to get you off to the most effective start? Here's how most of our leaders start. And then I can get them signed up on any of our auto ships that they choose to be a part of, etc. And then basically from there, I can congratulate them, walk them through their websites, and I set our first training appointment. Now that training, you guys, should be done within the person's first 24 to 48 hours because what they do in their first 72 hours is critical. It's typically within those first 3 days that they decide this is for me or it's not. Because that's when they start listening to the voices in their head, the voices outside of them. So those first 3 days of what you do with your new consultant is absolutely critical. So we set that training appointment within the first 24 to 48 hours, which is what I prefer. And we focus on 3 things, just 3 things, okay? I don't send them a bunch of information and get them overwhelmed. Again, respect your company system and your leader system, but these are just kind of the 3 things within the system that I would put the most focus on. The first thing that I'll ask them is, what is your why? What is your why? Why are you doing this business? And this is where you can set expectations. You're gonna hear no. And I always give this analogy. If I had a room full of 200 people and I say, who wants to be a teacher tomorrow? Typically like 2 or 3 people raise their hand, and it's not personal rejection to me, former teacher. It's personal preference. Not everybody wants to be a teacher. The same is true in the business. People will say no, people will quit. So I want to know your reason why you're doing this business, so I can always remind you of that when you experience a down day, because every entrepreneur will. Doesn't matter what business you're in. And then we're going to break that why into bite-sized goals. What would be meaningful to have you earn month 1? Is it to earn your kit money back? Is it to pay a car payment? Is it to pay a specific bill? Give me an amount. And then when you break that down, the cool thing is you can say you can earn blank when you blank. Guys, if you give people something to work toward, whether it's your company's fast start or earning their money back, if you give them a blueprint on how to get there, they're going to actually have a plan or something to work toward. So you can earn blank when you blank. You can earn $500 when you sponsor 2 people, when you get 4 new customers on this, regimen, whatever the case may be. Give them some scenarios, give them some options, give them some examples so they have a goal that they're working toward during their first month in business. Okay, so I get their big why, break it down into goals. The second thing that we focus in on is their list. And when people join me, I have them create a list of 200 names. Oh, you're thinking 200 names? That seems like a lot of people. The average funeral has 200 people at it. Shoot for the moon, you land amongst the stars, right? Perfect day to be talking about that during our eclipse day, right? Here's the thing, guys. If I tell you to reach out to 20 people, you're going to reach out to 2. And then, of course, you're going to quickly become done. But if I tell you to reach out to 200, we have so many more people that you can work with. And what I do then, so it's not overwhelming, we go through your phone, we go through your Facebook, we go through our memory jogger. I'm going to then say to you, hey, Erica, go ahead and star your top 5 people for me now. No, don't judge. Don't think, okay, well, this is, they're going to be interested in this or they won't be interested, blah, blah. I want you to pick your top 5 people that your wildest dream come true, they decide to join you. The most savvy, influential, well-connected, hard-working people that you know, who are they? And why did you choose them? And here's the reason why I do that. This is why I would work with Erica on her top 5. Erica, tell me about so-and-so. Oh, they're a realtor. You should share with them so-and-so story. And here's why realtors are great at the business. I'm going to empower Erica to not only believe she should reach out to that person, but she can. We're going to work on the mindset and the skill set. And before we get on the phone, I'm going to say to her, Erica, is there anything that would keep you from reaching out to these 5 people? Because here's your homework. By tomorrow, I want you to reach out to them, whether it's a voice memo, whether it's a quick text, or whether it's a phone call, however you normally communicate with that person, however you're most comfortable. Is there any reason that you cannot reach out to those 5? And from there, basically, we're working on 5 people at a time throughout her list on a daily basis so she conquers those 200 reach outs during her first month in business. Think about it. It could be 5 a day on weekdays, whatever the case may be. Really be thinking about how you can break that up for the new people who start in their business. Or I should say 5 a day, or you do 10 a day on weekdays, whatever the case may be. Okay, so we're working through their list and inviting language together. I'm empowering them. Here's how I'd reach out to so-and-so. Is there anything that would keep you from doing that reach out? Basically, I'm teaching them how to excite people and then invite them to learn more. If that person's interested, they can get them on a call with me. They can get them to coffee or to our next meeting or event or virtual event, okay? The second thing that I'm going to focus on is launching their business. Now, hear me. My company is not a party plan company. We don't have a hostess incentive, nothing like that, okay? I don't tell people to go off and do a million parties because that's not, how our company is really based. We're a network marketing company. But I do believe that if you desire to build a big business in part-time hours that's going to pay you full-time, one of the best ways that you can get your business in front of a lot of people at once is through an event. And one of the best ways that you can build belief in your new distributor is through an event. My business partner, Emily Pinataglou, who just qualified for her free company car, said, Sarah, one of the biggest things that we did together was do that event at my house. She said, I launched my business in front of them, friends and family at my house. She said, I remember at first being so scared though, and I remember you were coming to my house, you were showing up, and I just wanted to tell people, just kidding, like, this is all a big joke, you can go home now. And she was like, I was just so nervous about it. But once we did the event, she had the initial success, and that business built her belief, and it was also built a nice core for her business in the beginning. One of our top leaders in our whole company named Patty just did a call for our company, and she said, look guys, I was going to quit. When I joined, I was going to quit. And my sponsor said to me, oh no, your invitations are already out. We've just got to at least commit to this initial launch event. She said, I had that event. That's where my belief was built. That's where I got my initial customers. That's where I got my initial team builders. and she went on to build an incredible business. If you get your new distributor into forward-thinking action and activity versus sitting and analyzing and reading documents and not building any paycheck, if you get them into income-producing activity versus all of the negative thoughts and mindsets, waiting and wondering, guys, that's going to be what keeps them in the game long term. So I recommend the next thing you focus on is launching their business with 3 events. I like to follow the I do, we do, you do. I'll do the first. The second we will do together, so I can cover business, you can cover products. The third you're going to do on your own. Okay, because I can't be at every event moving forward. We're not a party plan. I can't be away from my toddler every single night of the week. I just can't. So I do the first, we do the second, you do the last one. I'll give you some great input and perspective. I also like to be sure that there's always a virtual event that they can plug into as well. There's always a virtual event that they can plug into as well. That's why I do a monthly virtual event for my team. Okay, because that's a great way for a new person to launch their business to their friends or family out of state, or for the people who say, I can't make it to the live event. All right, so these are the 3 things we focus on during their first training appointment. Their why, and then an immediate income goal. What do they want to earn their first month? You can earn blank when you blank. Second thing is, okay, now how are you going to earn that? You have to start talking to people. Let's write your list of names. Tell me who your top 5 are. Who are they? Why did you choose them? Here's how I would reach out to them. And then you're going to brainstorm language. Is there anything that would keep you from reaching out? Okay, I want you to reach out. Now invite them to a call, coffee, or your launch event. And then the last thing is, let's get those launch events on the calendar. I do, we do, you do. And here's our next virtual event too, okay? So those are the things really that I focus on to get them off to a fast start. Here's what it looks like now from that fast start, the beginning training appointment, over the first 30 days. Because I always say you're not responsible for people's success or failure. That's not fair to them or to you. You can't claim their success and say they didn't work hard for it. But in the same respect, if they decide it's not for them, you can't beat yourself up either. You're not responsible for their success or failure. You're responsible to get them off to a fast start. And so what you do during the first 30 days really, really counts. Think about this from a customer service standpoint. Did you know, yes, your company is responsible for providing exceptional customer service for your customers. But you're responsible when you recruit somebody, anybody, I don't care what level of leadership you are in your company, you are responsible to provide them customer service. What do I mean by that? Their experience with you, whether they stick or whether they go, it counts. If they leave, will they say, you know what, Shelly was an awesome sponsor. I have only good things to say about Shelly and the company. So if they go and they join company X, Y, and Z and they leave yours, and they hear a friend who says, you know what, I'm thinking about joining, Shelly and, X, Y, and Z company, what would they say? You know what, I left, it wasn't the right opportunity or the right time for me, but Shelly was incredible. That company's incredible. And I really hope it works out for you. Think about the experience that you're providing. That person who trusts you when they start something new. Now remember, they have to lock arms with you, and I believe in matching efforts. So, you can lead the horse to water, right? We'll just leave it there. It's up to them to come back with the willingness to work their business too. So what do I focus on during those first 30 days? Working their list with them. Okay, who's your hottest prospects today? How can I help you to reach out to them? And constantly saying, okay, who's your 5 today? Let's talk about them. Here's how it would excite them. This is what I would invite them to. We'll be working on those 3 launch events like Patty with their sponsor. Let's get the invitations out. I'm going to teach you how to follow up. I'm going to foster duplication. So as their group is building down and maybe there's new leading new, I'm going to make sure that everybody's getting great support. And I'll talk to you about that, how to do that with systems in just a sec. I'm going to partner, not parent. This business is about duplication, not dependency. And I'm going to do that by creating systems. So let's talk about systems here for just a second. Systems for time management for leaders. If you're doing this part-time, you need to really tune in. It's very important that you are available for income-producing activity for your team. Income-producing activity is their events and their calls. Now, the conference calls, like 3-way calls, I can do forever more for people because I can do them from home, drive time, etc. And third-party validation and social proof, it's important. So I'm always available for their income-producing activity. But beyond those 30 days, I'm not going to chase you down to build your business. Like, who are you going to put on the phone with me today? You've got my schedule. You know how to plug people in. Book some calls with me. You got to be accountable to the business too. Okay? You got to show up. You got to do the work. You also have to set boundaries, guys. Write this down. Check 3 before me. Check 3 before me. You know, when people are messaging me saying, what is the price of this product? I'm going, did you check the website? It's there. Implement that rule. Post it on your team and post it on your team pages. Check 3 before asking me. They need to check 3 places before they ask you. But here are the systems you can put in place that can really help you to make the most of your part-time hours. Number 1, always make sure that you either have a team or a company opportunity call or opportunity event for people to invite to. This business is all about inviting. My mom and I, when we started, we had a weekly meeting that literally all people had to do was learn to invite people to it. They would show up, we would present it and close for them, and our team grew to 300 people in our first month. Now we have over 300,000 people on our team, just consultants alone, okay? Always have that, whether it's live or virtual. The next, make sure you have training opportunities in place. Whether your company provides them, you plug people in, your team provides them, you plug people in. Always have an opportunity for people to get trained. This way, again, if they ever left the company, they couldn't say that they didn't have the resources. Now, whether or not they plug into them is their choice, but ongoing, they have the opportunity for ongoing training. And last, make sure they know how to reach you for their income producing activity. If they want to do a 3-way call with me, I use something called Time Trade. It's just an online schedule, and there's tons of different ones where literally they just click on a link, takes them to my calendar, they book a call, I call them on time, I talk to their prospect, I share my story, I share the company story, I validate them, say why I think they'd be amazing, what are your questions, what are your concerns, if any, I think you'd be great, are you interested, let's get you started, let's schedule that enrollment call, okay? Always make sure that you are available for those income producing activities. And then guys, I cannot encourage you enough. If you desire to build a big business over time, you have to take the time to work on you as well. We talk about those 10 hours. 8 hours is personal prospecting. You know, a couple hours of that might be team building and training. But make sure that you're fitting in, even if it's a few minutes a day, an hour a week, to build you, because your mindset matters about this business. What do you believe about yourself? Do you believe that you're capable? Do you believe you're competent? What do you believe about the profession? Do you believe that this is your vehicle for change? Do you believe that you can lead others too? You've got to take time for that personal and professional growth. And remember, personal activity, accountability is a cure to what ails you. You know, for myself, I was doing literally before I had my son. Now, you know, when you have a baby, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder. But I was doing these coffee and conversations event in my kitchen as a 7-figure earner in our company, leading the way, leading by example for my team. I am a top recruiter in our company every single year since the year I started. I go for every incentive, even all the little tchotchkes. Guys, it's not because I can't afford it for myself. It's because I believe in leading by example for my team. I refuse to train on anything that I'm unwilling to do myself. If you desire to have big growth in your business, you have to believe big, but you have to lead big too. It's all about setting the pace, the speed of the leaders, the speed of the team. It's all about setting the pace and leading by example for your team. The leaders who go silent, their team goes silent. I see it every single time. But the leaders that are on the forefront and leading with excellence for their team, recruiting, selling, team building, those are the teams that are following their lead as well. And guys, not only do we want to give it the time that it takes on a daily basis, but on a weekly basis, you've got to give this the time that it takes overall. Building a big business doesn't happen overnight, but where else can you compress a 30 to 50 year career into 3 to 5 years? I mean, nowhere else could I have done what I did in my first 5 years in the business. I mean, it's not easy, but the results, the rewards are so worth it. I would say you can do anything for a short period of time for the long-term life and lifestyle that I desire, that my family deserves. When you start, it's going to be like, rolling a snowball up a hill, and you feel like you're exerting all of the momentum and all of the effort yourself, but eventually you get to the top. When you've got, 10 people who invite 10, that's 100. Who invite 10, you've got 1,000. Who invite another 10, that's 10,000. You see how it works. Eventually, you'll be at the place like me where if you give it enough time, I gave it a decade of time. I didn't get here overnight. Oh my gosh, Biz Stone, co-founder of Twitter, he said, timing, perseverance, and 10 years of trying eventually make you look like an overnight success. Timing, perseverance, 10 years of trying eventually make you look like an overnight success. 10 years, I get to the top. This snowball, it's soaring. My team builds bigger and bigger. I couldn't stop it if I tried. And that's legacy, guys. But you've got to pick one company, one opportunity that you're passionate about. Quit thinking that you're going to have your hands and all these things. Guys, I'm just going to tell you this. I'm going to lay it out right now. I have never seen somebody build a 7-figure income in a network marketing business who's in multiple companies. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. You're going to do 2 things in any network marketing company. You're going to promote a product and a business, and you're going to hear yes, you're going to hear no, and people are going to join you, people are going to quit. Pick one, stick with one, give it the time, the 10 hours a week at least that it takes, but the long-term time, and I'm talking 3 to 5 years to make it to the top of the hill so you can see that momentum take off for itself. Pick a company, stick with it, give it the time every day that it takes, but give it the long-term time that it takes as well. And remember this, prioritize your time. You have to take control of your time or your time controls you. Nobody creates your busy schedule but you. So outsource where necessary. My sister is a brand new leader in the company and she got a housekeeper. Instead of spending her business on shoes, she hired somebody to clean the house. Instead of spending it, she reinvested it and said, I don't have to clean my house, great, but that's time that I'm going to work on building my business. Outsource where necessary. Make healthy exchanges, you guys. You might not be able to watch The Real Housewives for the next 3 to 5 years of your life. You will live and you'll be smarter because of it, okay? Now, it's not to say that we don't have the, little scheduled TV time. Like mom of a toddler, let me just tell you, at the end of the day, my brain just needs to dump. And we watched that series, what is it called? Family something or other. What is it called? It's by the makers of This Is Us. And it's literally just 40 minutes, but it's after all of, our family time. It's after our work time. It's literally when it's like too late at night to do calls that we've got 40 minutes. Oh, no, it's called Parenthood. That's it. It's just that little bit of TV time that I let my brain turn off. I watch one episode, watch it, like we bought the season, and we go to bed, okay? So again, that's after all of my priorities have aligned. But make some healthy exchanges. But here's the thing, don't tell, especially mom, to make sacrifices as it relates to your family. I heard this training one day and it made me want to vomit. Okay, and I'm just going to be honest. I'm sorry if you're the person who said it, but I remember hearing somebody training, they were saying, you know what, you'll give up, your kids' games and your kids' things for whatever this season of your life. Heck no. Don't tell them, mom, that I don't want to miss any moment of my child's life. Now, does it mean that sometimes it will? Yes, but as a standard method of operation and how I'm going to build my, around my life every day, it's not going to be sacrificing my why in pursuit of it. Sorry, it's just not going to be. Don't tell me to miss out on time with my family. Don't sacrifice your why in the process of pursuing it, you guys. It's making exchanges, not sacrifice. So exchanges could be something like, can you carpool so you don't have to be in the carpool line every single day? Can it be, an exchange of the talk time on the phone with your girlfriend who just doesn't stop talking? Then maybe you say, okay, look, girl, I've got 15 minutes and I've got to get to this activity today, or I'm walking into an appointment. Can you start making some of these exchanges in your day that you can find 30 minutes at a time, 2 30-minute chunks or one 1-hour chunk to build your business, to build up to the 10 hours a week? Make some healthy exchanges, but don't sacrifice your why in pursuit of it. Here's the thing that drives me nuts. people saying, oh, why am I doing this business? I'm doing it for my kids. And then they're never with their family. Oh, I'm doing it for my husband. I want to retire my husband. And they don't put their marriage as a priority, and all of a sudden they have no more marriage or husband to even talk about. Am I speaking truth to anybody today? The time that you build your business, it has to be intentional, but it's got to be built around the most important things in your life. Is it a nap time? You know, moms of young ones? Is it sleep time? Don't sacrifice your why in pursuit of it. It may take you a little bit longer, but if you're willing to be consistent, I promise you this, you can build a full-time life in part-time hours and live the life that you desire and frankly, your family deserves. Short-term exchange for long-term reward. Guys, I believe in each and every one of you. You deserve to live more, to give more, to love your life even more. And yes, we're talking about priorities here. Emmy said God and family first. The rest falls into place. I believe that. It is faith first, our family, our friendship, our field goals, which is our business, fitness, finances, all of those things are giving goals. You know, here's the thing. My relationship with my husband, it comes first. My relationship with my son, it comes first. Because at the end of the day, you know, if I'm looking at leadership and I'm looking at legacy, it's not about me. It's about those I love. It's about those that I lead. You know, what is your legacy? What would your leaders say about you? But most importantly, what would your loved ones say about you too? Now, here's the thing. Let me just clarify. I'm still actively involved in working my business. I am not retiring. I want my son to see me accomplishing, to see me leading with excellence, to see me loving with excellence. But I want him to have incredible experience with his mom too. To know that he was the most important one to me, that he sees me love my husband well, that he sees me lead our family well, right? And of course, in partnership with my husband. But that you put the right priorities in place. So guys, it's not easy, but it is so, so, so worth it. Because in part-time hours, giving it the time that it takes over time, we have built a life, leadership, and legacy that we are truly proud of. Not only now do we get to spend more time. Phil and I are both full-time hands-on mom and dad to our son Gabriel. But we also get to model leadership and legacy in action for him. You know, we have 2 orphanages in India, one with 147 boys. We call them our 147 sons. And then 47 daughters and counting because we're expanding onto the girls' home there. And now we're actually building an old folks' home right in the middle. And here's the cool thing. Thanks to this business, we don't just give, we go. We go, you guys, because we've got time freedom. We can go whenever we want to go spend time with those children. And we cannot wait for the day that we bring our son, Gabriel, there so he can see love, leadership, and legacy in action. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? You bet. Guys, you deserve to see your reason why in action. There is nothing like seeing your reason why in action. You can do this in part-time hours, but you've got to be planned. You got to have a plan. You got to be purposeful, and you've got to have a system in place. Guys, I would love to hear your why. Post it below. But if this training helped you, you know it's going to help somebody on your team. Tag them below or share it on your team pages. And if you need some more help in carving out your time, if you read the beginning, it's actually really... it is good stuff. But chapter 3 in the book talks about preparation and really how to think like a CEO. And this chapter will really help you into setting your hours and a system of operation out of Rock Your Network Marketing Business. You can get it on Amazon if you want that free Prime shipping. or you can get bulk copies on my site, sarahrobbins.com. A lot of people like to gift it to new people when they join. My sister does that for anybody who joins her. She gets this to them, writes "You Rock" inside of it. Hey Esther, good to see you. She'll write "You Rock" inside of it. She'll put it in an envelope, mail it on the way. Or if people make a promotion or for different contests, you can get bulk discounts too. But guys, I hope today's training blessed you. You guys can so do this. Thank you again for tuning in. I'm going to put more on today's topic in just a little bit over on my blog at sarahrobbins.com. So check it out in just a bit. But have a great day, guys. God bless, and goodbye for now. Rock on, rock stars.